How do you become a more effective leader through communication? What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about effective communication and how that makes you a better leader. But before we get into that, I want to let you know that on Wednesdays, we post the podcast, the video version of the podcast, and Fridays, we give you public speaking tips here on my channel. So if you have not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you can get all the notifications of every time I post those videos. But if you already subscribed, I really appreciate it. Make sure that you like, comment, and share so that this channel can continue to grow, because without your help, I cannot get this message out and be able to help people get better with their public speaking skills. But without further ado, let's get into why it is that you need to be better as a communicator if you want to be an effective leader. So leadership all comes down to communication at the end of the day. Really, any role within an organization comes down to communication skills. Is whether it's a lack of communication or over communication, communication is important. And in my honest opinion, you can never over communicate. Now you can overshare, but you can never over communicate. And what do I mean exactly by you can overshare? Well, if I give you information that is really just more at a personal level and has nothing to do with the business, or it's so much information that now you know, let's say, the secrets, because not everybody needs to know every single detail on what's going on. And it's not necessarily a secret, but it's so much details that either now it bogs down the person that's trying to work on one specific task that you tried to assign to them, and now they're not exactly sure what to do because you've overshared, or you've given so much information that now you've messed up any kind of tactics that perhaps management had in mind, and you shared so much information that maybe it was confidential that employees shouldn't have known about. So there is a fine line there of sharing and over communicating and sharing too much information. So make sure that you watch that. And especially as a leader, I think most leaders know when it's too much information to share, but you can never over communicate enough. And so, what over communication means is repeating the same message multiple times. Because we as humans, even though we have two ears and this one mouth, we like to talk a lot more. We like to hear ourselves talk, and we want to be able to answer a question that comes to us, or we're waiting to be able to respond. And so, we're not necessarily listening. So it can take 6, 8, 10 times to hear something before you hear it. And so that's what I mean by over communication. Make sure that you're over communicating. And then on the other end of the spectrum is not communicating enough. So I think we all know what that means. That means literally not communicating enough. And even if it's communicating one time or putting out in, say you have daily news or something, or daily email list that you do and you send out just to give a report of what's going on with the company, what the goals are for the day, for the week, however that looks like for you. If you only put that out and that's your only form of communication, that is under communication. Not everybody reads those emails. Not everybody sees the bulletin post. So you have to make sure that you continue to communicate your message. It is very similar to if you're trying to sell a product or service for your company. If you literally post one time on social media, on TV, if you talk to one person about your business, do you expect that business to grow? No. So you have to make sure that you are constantly communicating the message that you want to get across, because you can't over communicate. You can overshare, but you can't over communicate. And you may get some people that are annoyed because they got the message, but that's okay, because if they're annoyed, that means you're finally saying it enough times because now they actually know. If they're not annoyed, they probably don't know exactly what's going on. So make sure that you're creating your communications within your company for your employees, just like you would a marketing message. The marketing message is going to continue to be preached time and time again. You're going to keep putting it out there. You don't care. You want people to know what it is that you do, what product that you make, how you can help somebody. So it's the same thing with communicating. And also, as a leader, you want to make sure, because you are at this 10,000 foot view, your employees are down in the trenches. Not that they're beneath you, but they're working on the day-to-day tasks. And you, as the business owner, as the leader, you are working way up here. You're looking 5, 10 years ahead. Maybe you're only looking a year ahead. Wherever you're at in your business, you are looking ahead of the day-to-day tasks. So your employees don't understand what's going on in your head, where we're trying to go. All they know is what's right here in front of me. Okay, I need to do X, Y, Z. It'll get me A, B, C results. And that's what I need to do. And if I can accomplish this first task, I can move on to the second one, and then I can get more tasks. And either you as leader giving them that, or maybe they're good enough that they're finding things on their own, but they're only focused on the day to day. It's like a horse with blinders. It doesn't know where it's going. It can't see left and right. So it is the owner, the person that is steering that horse, to let them know where to go. And so this is where you come in as that leader, and you have to communicate and over communicate, but you also have to help them understand what that 10,000-foot view looks like. Because me as an employee, say I'm your employee, if I know I need to do my job, maybe I don't know what tasks are most critical. Maybe I think, okay, well, I got this first one in, so it's gonna be the first one out, the FIFO method, right? First in, first out. But that may not be the case. You may have just given me something that, you know what, if I do this one task right now, it's gonna change the trajectory of everything else that I'm working on, and it'll actually complement everything else. And so I need to put that as top priority. So if you're not sharing the strategy with your employees, all they can see is the day to day. So how do you fill in this 10,000-foot view and then talking in the trenches? Because there is this gap here. So how do you fill that gap? First, ask questions. And really, that's all you need to do. Start asking questions to understand where your employees are at. What do they understand about the strategy? What do they understand about the future of the business and where we're trying to go, how we're trying to grow? What products are coming in next? What services are we trying to offer besides the current services and products that we offer right now? Do they know any of that? If they don't, start there. But start asking those questions because you know what's in the future. So ask them about those future things. If they don't know about it, fill them in and then help them connect those gaps. A lot of times your employees will be able to connect the gaps, will be able to connect the dots of what they're doing right now and where you're trying to go with the company. But you still have to communicate that and keep communicating that so they know where the company is going, where the vision of the company and the direction of the company is. Because if they don't know that vision, they're just going to stay in the trenches and they're literally going to be like the horse and they're not going to be able to look side to side. But if you give them that vision, all of a sudden, hey, I've got peripheral view. I can see out to my sides. I can see what's going on around me. I know if I do this task, it'll help my other coworker. If I do this other task, it'll help you as the business owner, as the leader. So when you're communicating, if you want to be an effective leader, make sure that you over communicate. Keep saying what the mission of the company is, where we're trying to go, but also ask the questions to your employees to fill in those gaps to help them understand what their job is and how it impacts the company. Because if you can get your employees on board to understand exactly what is going on within the company, what their task does to help the company in the future, they're going to be more interested in staying on. They're going to feel like their job is more worthwhile because let's face it, we all have day-to-day tasks that are mundane. We all have day-to-day tasks that really just don't make sense. Like, where are they going? What is the point of this? But if you can start showing what the point is and connecting those dots for them, your employees are going to be empowered to make the right decisions. They're going to be empowered to do their job. They're going to be excited because they know if I do these 3 things, if I do these 5 things, I can move on to this next thing and it's going to help us get towards our company's mission, our company's future. And I want to be here for that future. The future is exciting. So make sure if you want to be an effective leader that you ask questions to fill in those gaps as you start communicating about that company vision and over communicate the company vision and the things that you want your employees to know about. With those 2 things, you can become the effective leader that you need to be, your employees need to be, and your company and customers need you to be. If you got any value out of this message, make sure that you like and subscribe to this. Share it with a friend. Share it with the leader that you know, because every leader needs to know how to communicate if they want to be an effective leader. So share it with a leader you know, or tag them below so they can check out this video.